the judo guy was talking about, water skiing is very, like, you can travel around the world, and you can go out and ski and fall around one ball, and you're out on water for 1 second, and you know, you spent 10 grand getting there. So.
And big dreams need a lot of focused plans, and I did a lot of focused planning over the years to make sure.
There's no need fighting yourself. You're going to win, you're going to win. If you want to beat me, train. I'll tell you, if you want to beat me, train. Drink here, come and take me, no problem, let's go.
Water skiers, we're all in it. We're not in it, you know, to be famous. We're not in it to have popularity, and we're definitely not in it for the men. What happens is the boat goes through the course, and the skier's behind the boat, and these are the gates that mark us. The skier has to pull out, and then you have to enter through these 2 buoys as the skier. So as the boat goes through the buoys, the skier has to go through the entry gates, and then around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 balls, and then has to come through the exit gates. And that's 1 complete pass. So at a tournament, let's say I start at 14 meters, and I complete that pass. The boat will stop down here. The person that's in the boat's going to shorten the rope, and he's going to put it on the pylon, and then he'll put it on 13 meters. And then you do another complete pass, and then you stop. And then you go to 12 meters. 11 meters, 10 meters, and then the world record.
That is the track. This is the pitch where you have to jump. You have a board here. For the women, standard is 11 meters. For the men, it's 13. So what you have to do is run. Start with 1 leg. Land with that same leg. Land with the other leg. Then enter the pitch. It's called the hop, the step, the jump. At first, if you run at top speed, that first hop, the impact is equivalent of 3 elephants on your leg. The weight of 3 elephants. That initial impact is the weight of 3 elephants on your leg.
When I graduated college, I told my parents, you know, obviously the next step in your mind is, oh, okay, I should probably go find a job or probably go do a master's degree. And I remember calling out my dad and being like, please, can I pursue my passion and be a water skier? Because there's a lot of money involved in water skiing. In order for you to do it, you know, you have to have a boat, you have to have a lake, you have to have expensive equipment. And then you have gas prices, and so it's a lot of money. And you know, I really, though, I knew it was my passion, and I really believed that I could be great at it. And so I called my dad and I was like, you know, can I try and be good at this sport?
I put in some embarrassing photos. So I think I'm about 8 or 10 in this photo, and I have a green belt. That's not a black belt. And that's my brother. And so it was really important in my family. My parents were doing karate, and they were, I think, going out. They were 16 when they started karate, and they were going out together. So it's been a big part of our lives since then. After my mum had me, my dad stayed at home so she could go back to karate. And then he eventually came back and got his black belt as well. So the 4 of us have black belts in our house, but the women outranked the men. Myself and my mother are ranked higher than my dad and my brother. So when any arguments, we pull rank. And this photo was, I think, taken last year at the European Championships, where both myself and my brother were competing in our 2 categories. So it was really nice to go away. And actually, my mum was the official coach, so our family kind of took over.
So that means you need to have strong legs. So the training goes like, has anybody heard of bounding? It's like a football pitch. You hop on one leg from one end to the other, and you come back again on one leg. That is a basic training for jumpers, actually. So you do that in a series of one leg, that we call it a hop. That's when you land on the same leg, or the step when you alternate the legs, or you then do it in a triple jump format with a hop. That's hop, step, and you can do that like that. So that is a basic training.
That was my decision, because when I was in training, I think as you always are, in training you're a lot better, you're a lot steadier, you don't have nerves. So, but then I found when I went to some of the competitions I got really nervous, and what would happen would, the power would just drain from my legs. Like literally, it would start maybe an hour before, or then as it progressed, it was like I'd feel fine, and then I'd be just about to step on the mats, and I would feel like absolutely no power in my legs, and just feel like, oh, I don't have the energy to do this. And I realised then I had to do something. I was doing a lot of shallow breathing, so I realised what I was doing. I wasn't actually breathing properly, and I was just getting too nervous and thinking about things that would happen, like what if I don't beat this person and I should beat them, like the guy was talking about earlier. And it got worse for smaller competitions, because like if I was in the nationals, and I was definitely expected to win the nationals, I couldn't afford any margin of error at all, so I actually got more nervous for those rather than going to European Championships when there's no expectations for you.
I think the reason why I ended up getting on that podium at the Worlds was because I was able to be 150% in the moment when that day came. I was right in the moment, and it happened, and it was a dream come true. So,
like I've said before, Commonwealth Games was my greatest moment, not just because of the medal, but because of what I'd gone through before that. I was, like I said before, I was not feeling well, and I went from the medical center today. They were not expecting me to win. I was ill, but for me, I live by a particular saying, and it goes like this. It says, if a task is once begun, you never leave it till it's done. Either labor, great or small, you do it well or not at all. That is one thing I live by. If you're going to do something, you might as well do it well. No, don't do it.